Okay, recording session now. Well, okay, so we're gonna be working today in our class, in our week number 5, which has two different classes. Today we're gonna be working in our class number 5.1, of course, right? So the class 5.1 is going to start with a very easy question, no? So it's like nothing difficult. Well, we have here, which is a TV set or a television, like that. That's the thing. I would like to use, or I would like to know, sorry, I would like to know from your opinion, which is the purpose of that? I mean, what is a TV set for? What is it for? What is the purpose of the TV set? What are the uses?
What is a TV set, teacher?
A TV set, well, yeah, TV, no? Yeah, the device, the physical device, what we have here. This is a TV set.
¿Ah?
I mean, it's the device, no? The device. Like basically what we know as a TV, lo que conocemos como un
Ah,
televisor,
okay.
right? Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, the device. So what is it for? What is the purpose of a TV set?
For watching things.
For watching things. Okay. In general, of course, watching series, watching movies, watching soap operas. Anything else?
News,
Sorry, Pedro, one more time, sorry.
news, teacher. News.
Ah, yeah. Watching the news broadcast. The news broadcast. Yeah, very good. Okay. Anything else that you can see in a TV set? Any other use, maybe?
Videos on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe watching videos on YouTube. Also, well, a TV set is necessary, for example, for playing video games, no? So here, also necessary for playing video games, no? Some people playing video games, let's say video games, and other people use it for listening music, no? So like they use the the TV for listening to the radio, no? So listening to music. Okay, so good, very good. In that case, that's the use of a TV set for. Very good. Now, what about if I say, what is the use of a refrigerator? Sorry, not vacuum cleaner, it's after. What is the use of a refrigerator? What is it for?
Conserve the food.
Okay, keep or conserve the food. Very good, excellent. Anything else? What is it for?
Freeze things.
Freeze things, the freezer especially, it's necessary for freezing things, no? So for making the things cooler or colder, no? And for conserving things. Good, very good, that's it. What about what's the use or what is it for? What is the blender mixer or blender machine for? What's the purpose of that?
Make juices.
To make the juice, no? So usually we use it to make juice, to prepare juice. Okay, any other? No, nothing else. Only for making juices.
Soups.
Yeah, no, well, we can say to make juice, to make soup. I also use it sometimes, for example, for making or to make the seasoning. Do you know what is the meaning of the seasoning?
No, teacher.
Seasoning, what is
Como
the meaning of that?
adobo.
Yeah, exactly. Very good, Sarah. Como like the el adobo, no? So what I took two tomatoes, one piece of onion, maybe 2 or 3 pieces of garlic, and then I mix it everything, and that's what I use to prepare for example, my lentils or something like that sometimes, no? Bueno, very good. And the last one that I'm gonna use is here. What's the use of the vacuum cleaner?
Clear spaces.
Clean spaces, good. When we say clear, it's like, removing things, clearing the spaces. But when I say clean, it's like removing the dust. What is the meaning of dust? Do you remember what is the meaning of dust?
Polvo.
Polvo.
Polvo, very good. So when I use a vacuum cleaner, it's for cleaning the dust, maybe the hair of my pet, maybe I don't know, things that can be on the floor, no, on the furniture. Very good. So what we have seen here is that we're talking about basic technology, like technology that we have had in our houses for a lot of years, like a TV, a vacuum cleaner, a blender machine, a refrigerator or a fridge, no? So easy. In that case, we can say that the people use it for different reasons. No, of course, the TV for these reasons, the vacuum cleaner for these reasons, the my God, for the blender machine for these reasons, right? But in specifically, who does that? Who does it? Who uses the TV for watching series, or who uses the blender machine for making juice? Who? A specific person, or
Any person.
any person? Good, very good. Brisa, I have a person that is called Brisa. So is Tatiana?
Sorry, teacher. Yes.
Don't
I
worry.
tried to change my name, but I can't.
I don't know how to. I think it's from the page. Creo que es desde la página, pero no te preocupes. Ya sabiendo que eres tú, no problem. Don't worry, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. So she said, well, any person, no? Anyone. So in that case, the person who does that action, it's an incognito. Good, very good, excellent. Well, important also to remember that when we talk about the purpose of something, when we talk about the purpose of the objective or something, we are going to have two prepositions to do it. One preposition is the preposition to, and the other one is the preposition for. Anybody knows what is the difference from using to and using for? Do you remember what's the difference?
If we use to, we have to use our verb in infinitive. But if we use for, we have to use or add ing.
Excellent, very good, Tati. So in that case, when we use the preposition to, it's going to be also used, like usually used when we have a verb in infinitive, infinitive, right? So for example, we have here to make juice, to prepare soup, to make the seasoning, to watch movies, to clean the space, right? While if we use for, it's the same, but we're gonna have to use the verb in the gerund form for watching series, for watching movies, for clearing spaces, for making the soup, for making the juice. So when we have the verb, it's going to be the verb in the ing form, in the gerund form. But it's the same. I mean, we can have for or to, and it's basically the same, right? Bueno, over here we have one of the most popular objects that everybody, as Tatiana said, anyone in the world uses, and it's the cell phone, right? Now, my question is, what is it for? What is the purpose of the cell phone? What is the different reasons that we can have to use a cell phone?
To communicate.
Basically, it's to communicate, of course. That's the main reason. So we have to communicate. Any other? Apart from communicating, any other? Any other reason to use the cell phone?
Search information.
Good. 204. What do you think, Santi? 204.
Two.
Two, good. So doesn't matter. To search information, or to browse the internet. So to search info, to browse the internet. It's like navegar, browse the internet. Okay, very good. Any other?
To take pictures.
Of course, good. That's important, no? To take pics, to take pictures, selfies, all of that. Muy bien, good. Any other? Anybody use it for playing Candy Crush or something like Candy Crush, Clash of Clans, okay, Clan of, what is the name of that game? Clash of Clans? Yes, Clash of Clans or something like that. Yes, exactly. So anybody use it for that or no? Nobody in the world?
Yes.
Yes, of
Play
course.
mobile games.
Not in work, not in work.
Yes, exactly, like now it works. So, for example, for playing video games, no, also for playing video games, right? Also, what other uses for calling, well, communicating in general, texting, like calling people, right? For locating, no, because they use the GPS functioning of the cell phone. So they use it also for locating. So the cell phone is actually one of the most polyfunctional objects in the world, no? It can have many different functions, many different objectives. And of course, it's one of the most popular objects. So basically, everybody in the world has a cell phone, from the kids to the older people. So everybody has a cell phone, which can be more advanced, more ordinary, more like older or more classical, but everybody has like a mobile device, right? So that's something really common, like everybody has. If I ask you, for example, to tell me what are the people or who use it for taking pictures, do you think that it's possible to determine the group of people or it's very general?
Maybe in general, but maybe teenagers take more pictures than older people.
Exactly. Well, very good. That's true. Yeah. So maybe the teenagers take more selfies than themselves, no? Maybe the old people try to take pictures of the river, of the landscape, of the accident sometimes, no? So, okay, very good. So, but in general, it's pretty difficult to determine who are doing these actions, right? Do you remember what happened when we have a sentence and the subject is not clear? Do you remember what happened in that case? What happened if we have a sentence, but the subject that we have, it's not a specific, I mean, the subject is not clear. We don't know exactly who's doing that action. What do I have to do? No ideas?
No, teacher, I don't remember.
Well, good. So if we have a sentence and the subject is not clear, we don't know exactly who is the person that is being doing that, we try to use, or we tend to use usually here, the passive voice, right? So if you remember the passive voice, it's an structure that helps me to talk about something that is happening, but we don't know exactly who's doing that or what is the subject of the sentence. The subject is not really important. So what we have to do is to bring the object or the action, I mean, the consequence of the action to the front, the object that is receiving that action, and then mixing the action with the verb to be and then the verb in past participle. That one is simple, right? But in this case, the idea is that we can also use it for talking about, for example, in this case, the things that the people used to do with different things, no? For example, the cell phone, in that case, we could say that the people in general use the cell phone for taking pictures. Easy. But if we don't want to say, we don't want to waste time using like the people because it's obvious that it's people, but it's not a specific group of people. It's like in general. So it's better to use it the passive voice, passing the object to the front, and the people at the end if it's necessary, or if it's not necessary, then it's not necessary. But using the object first. So we said, okay, the cell phone or the mobile, the cell phone, right, is used for taking pictures. Yeah, do you remember that? The passive voice. So it's using the verb to be plus the verb in past participle, and of course, bringing the object to the front. Do you remember that? Or no? Or we have
Yes.
Yes.
yes. Okay, good, very good. So that one is the passive voice. What we have passive voice in simple present, which is easy. The verb to be, it's the one that is going to determine the tense. Simple present. But we have also other possibilities, right? And in that case, I would like to talk about, like, for example, wait, here. Like talking about the passive voice, looking into other different tenses, right? For example, I'm going to ask a question and then I would like you to tell me, yes, right? For example, what is the best phone that has been invented? In your personal and humble opinion, what is the best phone that has been invented? Maybe somebody said, oh, teacher, the BlackBerry has been the best cell phone. No say. Somebody said, teacher, the iPhone 13, of course, is the best one. No say. Tell me, in your humble opinion, what is the best phone that has been invented?
For me, it's iPhone, teacher.
Okay, good, good. So Mago says iPhone. iPhone is the best phone. Yeah, is the best phone that, and here is where we use the passive voice, has been invented. Here, what we're using is the passive voice of the present perfect. Yeah, for saying an action that has been done in the past and also including the present, which in all the life, something that has been done. So the iPhone is the best phone that has been invented. So you say, okay, this is very good in the past and also in the present. So far, until this moment of the history, that is the best phone that has been invented. Okay, very good. Anybody else have a different opinion? Everybody agrees with iPhone?
I agree because really I don't know too much about cell phones, so I agree. That
Okay, so
most people say.
yeah, that's what the most people say. Yeah, actually, I agree too. I don't have an iPhone, but I agree too. Good. Bueno, another question. What apps have been used the most in the last years? What apps have been used the most in the last years? So what would you tell me? What are those apps that have been used the most in the last years? According to your
Teacher,
perception,
WhatsApp and Instagram, I think
of course.
that are the apps.
WhatsApp and Instagram have what?
Have been used in the last year.
In the last year, good. Well, in the last years, no, because it has been like a couple of years already, very, very popular. Exactly. So WhatsApp and Instagram have been used in the last years, using the present perfect in passive voice. Why? Because in that case, we don't have a specific person. We are not saying like, okay, no, Sarah has used WhatsApp and Instagram in the last year. No, it's not specifically Sarah. It's in general. It's an action that doesn't have a specific subject. So we have to use the present perfect, the passive voice, ready? And in this case, it's the passive voice of the present perfect, ready? Also, we can also use it in future, right? We can also use it in all the tenses, in present, in past, in future, present continuous, right? What happens if I have to use it in future? Well, I'm going to include will or going to, yes, and then I'm going to use it with the verb in past participle. No, will or going to, verb to be, and then the verb in past participle, right? For example, what apps will be I don't know, will be developed, no, sorry, deleted. That you think like, nah, that app is not going to be, it's not going to continue, so the application is going to be or will be deleted. Which ones from these apps? Or bueno, other that you think?
Snapchat. I think Snapchat.
Okay, snapshot what, my dear? Snapshot. What?
Snapchat is the app that will be deleted soon.
Very good. Or even you can omit that part is the app because we know that a snapshot is the app. So we could say just a snapshot is going to
Be deleted soon.
exactly is going to be deleted soon. Of course, here Majo is using the passive voice of the future. One more time, future with verb to be, and then the verb in past participle. Can be with going to be or simply with will be and the verb in past participle, right? So both possibilities are just fine, right? And in this moment of the history, not in the last 2 years, no, just right now, what app is being overused, that the people are using it too much? Which app or what app is being overused nowadays? In your opinion, of course, no? From this one, so from another one, maybe that you think like, you should know that application is being overused to know too much. Which one's that? Sorry.
No,
I-
teacher, I'm going to say like TikTok,
Yes, I think
because
so
when
too.
you start to watch or use that app, you can't stop.
It's true, you cannot stop, no? And then you realize and 2 hours have gone, no? Have
Yeah.
passed.
It's
Okay,
not
so
like Instagram and WhatsApp that you use just for a moment. Just
Uh-huh.
I want to see or I have to chat something and that's it. No TikTok,
Mhm.
you have to see it and watch it and watch it.
Exactly. So I think that TikTok is being overused. Oh, sorry, overused nowadays, no? So also because the people are uploading all kind of things to the platform, and I think it's not good, it's not well, no? I think there are too many videos which shouldn't be uploaded. No, the people should be very careful with what they upload. But well, the people are using it too much. Everybody's watching all day long TikTok, and the platform is being overused. Of course, here I'm using the passive voice of the present continuous because it's is being overused nowadays in this moment of the history, right? So as you can notice here, we can have the passive voice in different tenses: the present perfect, the future tense, the present continuous, or the another future tense, right? So the idea is always to combine the verb to be in whatever tense. If it's future, will be. If it's the other future, be going to be. Be going to be. If it's present continuous, is or are being, you know. If it's present perfect, have or has been. Conjugate the verb to be in any tense that you want. If it's present, is or are, you know. If it's past, was or were. The combinations of the verb to be that you require. And after that is using the verb in past participle. That's the combination between the of the passive voice, verb to be, and the verb in past participle. Whatever the tense is, if it's future, if it's present continuous, present perfect, simple present, simple past, it doesn't matter. It's always the verb to be plus the verb in past participle. Of course, changing the object has to be here at the beginning, right? It has to change the position and has to go there to the beginning. Ready? Do you have any questions about this passive voice? Questions, difficulties, anything that it's not clear, or is it clear?
It's clear for me, teacher.
Very good. What about for the rest? Santi, Pedro, no problem.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Which one, Sarah? Could you replay, please?
Yeah, I have a question, teacher.
Yeah.
When I can use will be or be going to be?
Good question.
So-
And I'm going to answer this question with another question that actually was the next part. I'm going to ask a question, and I would like you to tell me your opinion about that. It doesn't matter if it's real or not, doesn't matter. So, what applications, no, what technologies, technologies will be invented or developed soon? What applications or what technologies, what apps or what techs will be developed or invented soon? What do you think? Maybe the flying cars, maybe the teleporting, maybe what? What technologies will be invented or developed soon? Any ideas?
I think maybe the flying cars is going to be invented soon, maybe.
Okay, the flying cars would be are going to be
Eso.
are going to be invented soon. Oh, sorry. Well, actually, they are already invented. They are just being perfected, no? But I think that they already have some prototypes. Well, anyway, so flying cars are going to be invented soon. Maho, it's a possibility, or are you sure?
Una possibility, I think, because
Well,
I don't know.
because she doesn't know exactly. But okay, if it's a possibility, remember that we're going to have to use will. When we use will and well, will in general, it's because it's possible. It's not completely determined. It's only because it's possible. But if we use going to, it's something which is certain. It means we are more certain. For example, I am sure that the instant translation devices are going to be, oh my God, are going to be perfected. They are already invented. They already exist, but I think that in the future they are going to be perfected. I don't think, I am sure, because actually Apple is already working on that. Google is also working on that. So I think, no, I am sure that the instant translation devices are going to be perfected in the future. But my was just like, teacher, it's a possibility. So instead of using are going to, maybe we can use better will. Flying cars will be invented soon or will be developed soon. You know, so because it's only a possibility, she is not 100% sure. She's only making a supposition. Well, a supposition almost sure, right? Okay, Sarita, so that's the difference between using will and using going to.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's it. Okay. Bueno, any questions, difficulties over here? That's it. Everything is excellent. Good. Guys, question. What application would you like to, well, would you like to be developed in the future? So what app would you like or would you need, let's say, would you like to be developed or created or invented in the future? An application for what?
It's a difficult question because you think and everything has been invented.
Everything has been invented, yes.
I don't know. I know that
Maybe an
we
application based on intelligence and artificial intelligence that I don't know that take pictures and create videos would like be developed.
Okay, I would like to, so in that case, Pedro says, many applications based on artificial intelligence and like the creation, the videos creation and image creation, I would like to be invented, you know, so, or might be invented in that case, right? Because in that case, you're not the person who are going to invent it. Well, maybe it's you, maybe they can do it, but in general, we don't know specifically who's going to do that. So will be invented by whom? No, we don't know. Yes, but that's why we use will be invented or would be invented in the future, right? Here we include like because I want to add the detail that it's something that you desire, that you want, right? But in general terms, when we use the modal verb in passive voice, is using the modal verb would, can, may, will, whatever it is, then the verb to be, and then the verb in past participle. Will be invented, would be invented, should be invented, because also there are some applications that should be invented. For example, applications about emotional intelligence, right? I work in another part, and some students, which are of system engineer, are developing. So in that career, many applications about emotional intelligence are being developed, yes, by the students, because you know it's a topic which is very likable for them. So that's why a lot of those applications are being improved or are being developed by those students. So in that case, if I want to use the modal verb, it's just the modal verb, be, and the verb in past participle, right? So what application should be invented for in your perception? What do you think? What application should be invented? Or maybe some applications that should be omitted, that should be banned. You know what is the meaning of banned?
Como bloqueada.
Yeah, more or less like censored. Censored means like censurar, no? So maybe there is another an application that you think like,
fans.
which one, Mom?
Only fans should be banned.
Hey, that's it. Very good. So OnlyFans might be or should be banned, right? Very good. Excellent. Any other? Any other that you think? I would say that the dating applications should be controlled, not banned, but more controlled because a lot of bad things happen there, no? So, okay. Any other?
maybe TikTok too. It's
So that
really
because
unuseful.
yes, of course, the TikTok should be also controlled, right? But actually it is, no? Because I think that it has a function where the application can block if you overpass some time of use. I think so. But that's it. Very good. Bueno, so in that case, questions about the passive voice, or is it clear how to use the passive voice in all the different tenses?
It's clear, teacher.
It's clear, no problem. Very good. So, in that case, what we have been doing is talking a little bit about technology in general, right? And also what you did was giving me your opinion about different things, about applications, about, devices, about the applications that should be banned or that are not so positive. So in that case, you gave me a lot of different applications, a lot of different applications, a lot of different opinions, or points of view regarding your opinions about those topics, right? What happened, guys, and this is a question that we already have seen before, what happened if I want to tell the other people my opinion and I want them to react? What should I do? If I say like, hey, do you think the same that I do? I mean, I think that TikTok should be banned. How can I do to tell the other person, to ask the other person, yes or no? What do you think? So what can I do that?
I didn't understand the question, teacher.
What you have been doing today is giving me a lot of opinions about the applications that you like, about the applications that you don't like, so on and so on. So what can I do if I want to tell my opinion and I want my partner, the other person, to react? I want the other person to have a reaction to my opinion. So how can I do that? How can I invite the other person to react?
Teacher, maybe using modal verbs or
Using isn't it or don't it or
And
yes?
what is the name of that, Daddy? What is the name of that?
I don't remember.
Anybody remembers what is the name of those questions? Yeah, you don't remember. Well, doesn't matter. The name of those questions are going to be tag questions. Ready? So it's something that we have seen before, but today we're going to complement those tag questions that we saw before with the negative questions. Ready? And in this case, we're going to learn, we're going to talk about all the different options that we have to give opinions, right? The first one, as you know, it's the tag questions. What we said, isn't it, done it, hasn't it, so on, so on, depending on the opinion that we have. For example, we said that OnlyFans, let's say OnlyFans should be, actually, I would say need to, but well, let's say should be banned, right? In that case, what we have is a comma, that's my opinion, and at the end, I am going to create a tag question confirming if the other person thinks the same that I do or not. How is the tag question in that case?
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't what, sorry?
Shouldn't it?
Exactly, very good. So what we're going to do is to take the subject and transform it into the pronoun. If it's it, he, she, me, I, but whatever. Yeah, in that case, only fans of course in application, we use it, right? We have the same verb. In that case, it's a modal verb. It doesn't require auxiliary. And we put it and we pass it to the opposite form, in this case, to the negative form. And that's it. So we have the same subject. Yes, the same subject at the end. We have the same verb. Yes, but on the opposite form, right? Or, for example, I would say that TikTok can't be used for more than, I don't know, 4 hours, I think. Well, let's say 4 hours. How can you create the tag question in this case?
can it?
Exactly, very good. So the subject is the same, so it's it, right? But here it's not should, it's can, but it's negative. So what we do is transport the vocabulary into the affirmative form. It's gonna be, okay, can it? And so on, so on, right? These tag questions are super easy, no? But we already have seen it. It's the same subject, the same verb, the opposite verb, right? That's it. Taking care when we have specifically the simple present, right? And the simple past, because in those cases we have to use auxiliary, which is a little bit different. If I say, for example, let's see, people have too many apps on the phone. How would be the tag question in that case?
Don't they?
Good, very good, excellent. Don't they, right? Because, well, The people, of course, it's they, right? And here we said have. Pero esto es present simple. Okay, so it requires the auxiliary do. If it's they, do. But since this one is affirmative, it would be don't. So, okay, good, very good. So the negative form, it's don't they, right? Different than if I say, for example, people have created too many apps. There is an application for making different noises, stupid noises, no? So it's like that application is not useful, but okay. So people have created too many apps. That's my opinion. How can I create a tag question in that case?
Haven't they? Haven't they?
Yeah, very good, Sarita. Excellent. So in that case, be careful because at having the same verb after the subject, the same beginning of the sentence, maybe we can get confused and we say, okay, no, in both cases it's haven't they. But no, be careful if it's present simple, if it's simple, if it's present perfect, if it's, well, what kind of sentence is going to be. Ready? So depending on that, we're going to have sometimes the subjects and sometimes the auxiliary, sometimes the verb to be, sometimes, so it depends on the subject, on the sentence. Ready? Questions about the theta questions? There it is. It's already easy, the topic, right? Questions, problems?
Everything is fine, teacher. Yeah.
Wonderful, very good. But it turns out that this is only one of the ways that we can have two acts for my opinion, for the opinion of the other person when I just gave my opinion. The other way are going to be the negative questions. The negative questions are going to be always at the beginning of the sentence. It's not putting another extra question at the end, but it's changing completely the sentence. Instead of saying, like, for example, the kids don't have no sé, enough socialization. So the kids don't have enough socialization. Normally we would say the tag question, do they? And that's it. That's the tag question. But we can have other different options, yes, in which we ask the same thing, but in a negative way. For example, don't the kids, well, do kids have enough socialization? It's putting the question on the opposite way, but from the beginning, right? We can have also other expressions, like for example, the expression, don't you think? Can be at the beginning, can be at the end, and it's the same, no? So don't you think that the kids don't have enough socialization? Easy, no? So it's just like a general way to do it, right? And here we're going to have different ways to do it. Sometimes it's with the verb to be, like isn't it, and an opinion. Isn't it great? Isn't it sad? Isn't it confusing? Isn't it dramatic? Isn't it tragic? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it great? So on, right? And doesn't it, or done it, or yeah, done it like in the casual way when we have in the casual way, but normally it's doesn't it, yes, when we talk about my opinion about like these things, no? So for example, if I say the kids use too much the cell phone, that's my opinion. I can transform that into a negative question. Don't kids use too much the cell phone, right? Or for example, we would say the application is used, not like, yeah, but not with verb to be, with other word. Application, the OnlyFans has too many problems. So doesn't OnlyFans have too many problems? It's transforming the sentence into a negative question to make it an opinion and at the same time an invitation to the other person to react. Ready? They can start with isn't it or doesn't it, depending if you want. When it's simple present, it's because it's something that I really think, no, something very real. When I have other modal verbs like wouldn't it or shouldn't it, right? It's a little bit more ideal, right? For example, if I say, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if people learn faster, for example, let's say learn faster. Of course, it's only an imaginary question. It's like a hypothetical. Wouldn't it be great? It's like it's not going to happen. I'm just thinking like, oh my God, yes, it would be great, but it's not gonna happen. But it also can be done, right? So it can be also done with modal verbs, wouldn't it or shouldn't it, when it's something more idealistic. And isn't it or doesn't it when it's something more realistic, no? So when it's something more of the real life. The kids don't have enough socialization, that's something real. Don't kids use too much the cell phone because it's something real, right? If I say shouldn't it, it's because, okay, that's the recommendation, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. For example, shouldn't kids socialize more? Socialize more? I mean, the problem is that the kids spend too much time, no? But saying, shouldn't they socialize more? It's a hypothetical question. Yes, no, maybe, we don't know. Yeah, like they don't do it. So it's hypothetical because we will never know, right? These questions are at the beginning of the sentence. So in that case, it's not necessary to put it at the end, but it's going to be necessary to put it at the beginning and transform all the sentence into a question. Different from the tag questions, with the only part that it's a question is the last part. In this case, all the sentence transforms into a question part. Ready? So do kids have enough socialization? Like making an inverted question. So do kids have enough socialization? Also, it's a complete question, right? So all the sentence is a question, not just the end. Wouldn't it be great if people learn faster? All the sentence is a question, not just the end. Different if I say at that question, for example, the people should learn faster, shouldn't they? Only the negative part, only the question part, it's going to be the last part after the comma. But in this case, it's all complete, all the same. What do you think? Questions, difficulties, problems over here? Clear, not clear?
For me, it's clear, teacher.
Okay. For that is clear. Sarita, Pedro, Majo, Santi, good.
Yes, teacher, clear.
Okay, very good. Great. So I'm going to ask you a question, something super simple. I would like you just to listen like one opinion from each of you, and I'm not going to bother to you anymore because I think that you are tired or something. So I'm going to leave you like calm today. Ready? What do you think, or what's your opinion about the cell phone functions, right? In general, the GPS, the double camera, the face camera, the flash, no sé, think on one of the functionings of the cell phone that you would like to express and tell me, bueno, tell us, not only to me, tell us what's your opinion about it, right? For example, I would say, shouldn't, it's only hypothetical, no? So shouldn't the battery of the mobile last longer? Shouldn't the battery of the mobile last longer? Last, of course, in that case, I know it's último, but last is el verbo durar. So shouldn't the battery of the mobile last longer? Yes or no, of course, right? So think in one of the functionings of your cell phones and tell me what's your opinion using one of the expressions here. Might be a tag question, might be a don't you think expression, might be a doesn't it, isn't it, well, depending on you, right? Think for a second, tell me.
Teacher, me.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarita.
Don't you think it's better not to use the cell phone?
Ooh, okay, very good. So don't you think it's better not to use the cell phone at all, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
because
Sarah,
we don't interact anymore.
we don't interact anymore. That's true. Yes, exactly. Especially the kids, but okay. Muy bien, Sarita. Thanks a lot. Anybody else? Tati, Pedro, Santi, Majo?
Shouldn't be more restrictive privacy regulations.
Okay. Well, that one is a little bit different because you said shouldn't, but like, como no deberían haber. So in that case, it's like shouldn't, that's all right. Wait, shouldn't, it's all right. Shouldn't, but you know that haber is there is. So in that case, shouldn't there be more restrictive, more stricter privacy regulations? Muy bien, very good. But that is what shouldn't there be. ¿Listo? Perfect. That's it. That's excellent. ¿Qué más? Anything else? Something about the battery, something about the anything? Something.
Yes, teacher. In my case, don't you think the cell phone should interact with the user as well? Not only the user with the cell phone with the user.
Okay. Yeah, how would you do that? How can it be possible?
In the future, with intelligent artificial.
Ah, okay, okay, got it. Very good. Like, I mean, like, you mean like the cell phone telling the person something like calling the attention of the person, right? Or something like
Exactly.
that. Okay, good, very good, excellent, Santi. That's great. Muy bien. Majo, you were going to say something?
Yes. Shouldn't the zoom of the iPhone cameras be better, like Samsung?
Isn't that better?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
The
I don't
the
know.
new
Mhm.
the newest Samsung is like has a zoom like is so good, and iPhones is not that good.
Okay. Well, you know what? I haven't tried the zooming, but I have an iPad, so I haven't tried the
It's
zoom too much.
it's good. I have the iPhone 13. It's
Uh-huh.
good, but not as good as Samsung. My father has a Samsung and
Uh-huh.
is completely much better.
It's like a microscope.
Yes.
Okay, okay, very good. So that one is good. So shouldn't it be better? Yeah, it should. Maybe in the future, in the next coming versions, maybe it can be better, right? Listo, Majo. And Pedro, my friend, what do you think about it?
I don't know, teacher. Shouldn't mobile phones generate kind of advice when it is used excessively?
Very good. Exactly. Well, actually, they do it, no? So if you configure that, the cell phone, it's going to generate an advice like, okay, you overuse your cell phone today, so stop using it, go do something else. So, okay, but very good. Maybe shouldn't it be more intrusive, no? Like maybe block the cell phone or something like that. Listo, Pedro. Very good. Excellent. So, guys, any questions about how to express your opinions about different? Well, this is not only for technology, you can use it in any kind of aspect of your life, but any questions, problems, difficulties, something? Is you're right?
No questions,
No,
teacher.
all
Thank you.
fine. Thank you,
All
Daddy.
good.
Okay. Okay, Majo. Thanks a lot. Very good. Bueno, my dear people. So, that's it for today. It was the class number 1 of the week number 5. Thank you for the attention. Okay. And see you on Friday. Friday, is that?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, on Friday. Okay. I'm
At
sorry if
8
you had
p.m.
plans. Exactly. I'm sorry if you had plans for Friday, but this week we have a holiday, so I had to program class on Friday. I'm so sorry. So see you there on Friday at 8 p.m. That's it. Okay. So have a wonderful week. See you in 3 days. Okay.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Have a good night. Sleep
Thank
tight.
you,
Bye,
teacher.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.